Hey guys, my name is Lauren and I work at the East Regional Library. Welcome back to Sunday Crafternoon. This week I'm going to show you how to make a woven unicorn crown because this Friday, April 9th, is National Unicorn Day, which is really cool. And the great thing about this project is all you need is some paper. It can be colored paper, it can be white paper that you color on. It doesn't matter. And scissors. That's the basics of it. I'm also going to be using a ruler to measure out my strips that I'm going to weave the unicorn with, and a pencil so that way I can trace them out. Basically, you're going to take your sheets of paper and you're going to hold them horizontally or landscape. That way you can trace out your strips. So I'm going to use my ruler to measure out 1-inch strips. You'll need about 25 to 35 of these. Personally for mine, I used about 30, but if your head's a little smaller, a little larger, you'll just need to adjust accordingly. So I'm just going to mark the little notches for 1 inch a piece, and I'm going to cut the strips. And I'm going to keep doing this until I have enough that I should need. I went ahead and pre-cut some strips to make this video go along a little quicker for you, make it more magical. So once we have our strips, this is where it gets a little bit tricky, but once you get your groove, it's totally fine. So you're gonna have a strip of paper. You're gonna want to fold it in half. And then you're gonna wanna open it back up, and from there, each side, fold it in again until it meets that halfway mark, just like this. And then it kind of looks like a little alligator's mouth if you notice. So you're gonna do that with all of your strips. I went ahead and did them with about 20 to start off with, and then I realized that I needed to keep going. But this way we can show you how to weave it. So I'll show you. I chose different color paper. You don't have to. And you don't have to make a pattern, but that's just kind of the way I went with it. But this is totally up to you. It's a magical work of art because it's Unicorn Day. So let me show you how we're going to get it started. Remember those strips of paper that you folded in? Now you've got your little alligator mouth, right? You're gonna take another one and you're gonna weave them together. Now pay close attention, this is how we're going to do it. You take the mouth and you insert it into the other strip, into the pocket that you folded, and then you're gonna pull it through. And that's how you get, it looks kind of like the top of an arrow. And then we're gonna take another strip and we're going to do the same thing. We're gonna repeat the process over and over, and it'll eventually weave together. Now getting it started was a little bit tricky. You might have to play around with it and see how it's supposed to be positioned perfectly. Let's see. Getting that started. Okay. And I'll show you how, when I first made, there we go. When I made my first one, I had to kind of play around with it to see which direction these pieces should fit together and how they would best work. So once you get this in there, we're gonna push it through. And it's really important to make all of your strips that exact 1 inch mark or whatever size you're looking for, so that way they can piece together just like so. And you're gonna keep repeating the process. So if you're choosing to do a pattern, obviously we have yellow, green, pink. I'm gonna want some more yellow. Now if you've pre-folded these strips in advance, it really does help just to keep the process moving along. So I'm gonna go ahead and fold some of these strips, and then I will show you how we keep working. All right guys, now I've done a few, and I'm going to show you that I went ahead and tried to put this alligator's mouth through this one. And this is exactly what the problem I ran into when I first started making it. I'm going to put it in, oh, I put it in the wrong direction. And obviously you can see that it's not our zigzag pattern that we're looking for. So all you have to do is simply push it out and go and turn it and do the opposite way. You're gonna wanna alternate the pattern just like you do the colors with the direction that you're putting these papers through together. And that's why I say it's so important just to play with it But once you get the first few done, it really does start to go by a whole lot quicker and easier for you because you start to get a rhythm. So as you can see, it's that zigzag pattern. So green, pink, yellow, green. So I'm gonna get the pink. And since I went down with that one, I'm going to go up with this one and see if that works. But if not, I'll just take it out. And if it's a little bit hard to push through, your strips might just be a little bit wider than what you were hoping for, but just work with it and you can kind of finagle it in. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and keep doing this process and I'll show you what it's going to look like so we can finish it up when we get back. Okay guys, I think I've got about enough. What you're gonna wanna do is hold it up to your head, obviously, to make sure that it's going to fit appropriately. So I think I'm good here. Now, the last step is a little bit trickier, but if you work with me here, we can get it together. Now, you're gonna need one extra strip that you've already cut, and this one we're just going to fold in half. You're not gonna fold it again where we did it the first way. Just fold it in half so it's a little bit longer. We're going to take our crown, and as you can see, we've got these two end pieces that we have to combine. So we're gonna take that half, and we're gonna put the pieces through it. We're gonna web it together, just like we've been doing. It's just gonna be a little bit longer. And pull it all the way through, and we have to connect this piece to the other end. So we're gonna weave it through that as well. And then pull it all the way down. Now from here, you've got this extra flap of paper. You're gonna wanna fold it back towards you and loop it just through here like you would a belt to make sure that you don't have that excess hanging there. And then from the inside, you're going to do the same. And that's really going to hold it together. And this part was the trickiest part for me, guys. I had to play around with it and experiment, and this was going to be the best way to keep our unicorn crown intact for the perfect day of National Unicorn Day. From here, let's just make sure it still fits. That seems like it's going to be perfect. Now, obviously you can decorate this unicorn crown however you like. If you use just white paper, you can color it with markers or crayons, or just leave it white, or put glitter, whatever your heart desires. Or you can, I have some of these sticker flowers. So I'm going to pick a few and place it along the sides. I've already selected a few that go along with my color scheme. You can just place them wherever you like. Just to make it a little bit more festive. Okay, and from there, all you need now is a sheet of white paper or whatever color you like. I'm going to go ahead and make a unicorn horn. Now, this was a little trickier because I looked at a bunch of pictures and you have some that are a little bit fuller, and I just went straight with a triangle, a cone. So I busted out my ruler again to make my straight lines. And you might, it depends however you want your horn to look. Some horns might be a little wider. I did mine more of like a cone, like if you see an ice cream cone, and I just turned it upside down. And then I went ahead and cut it out, decorated it with whatever I wanted to, markers, colors, whatever. And then you can take your glue stick and glue it right to the front to complete our perfect National Unicorn Day crown. Thank you so much for joining me, you guys. This has been a great Sunday Crafternoon, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Happy Unicorn Day!